Before we begin, I want you to answer this in the comments. Have you ever lost something you thought you couldn't live without, only to realize later it saved you? Be honest. I'll wait. Because this story, it's not just a story, it's a mirror, and for some of you watching right now, it's going to hit deeper than you expect. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you might look at your own pain very differently. Building the world, he gave her 12 years of his life. Think about that. 12 years of loyalty, 12 years of memories, 12 years of showing up, even on the days he didn't feel like it. They weren't just a couple. They were a life in progress. They had plans, late-night conversations about the future, where they'd live, what kind of life they'd build, even small things, like what their weekends would look like. He believed she was his forever, not a maybe, not a temporary chapter, forever. And for a long time, it felt real. They grew together, struggled together, celebrated small wins together. But life has a way of testing what we believe is unbreakable, and one day, everything changed. Job loss. He lost his job, just like that. No warning that felt big enough. No safety net strong enough. One moment he had stability. The next moment, it was gone. And it wasn't because he was lazy. It wasn't because he didn't try. Sometimes life just shifts, and when it does, it doesn't ask if you're ready. It just moves. He felt the pressure instantly. Bills, responsibilities, expectations. But more than anything, he felt vulnerable. For the first time in years, he didn't feel like himself. And in that moment, he expected something very simple: support, understanding, patience. Losing her instead. He lost her too, not gradually, not with deep conversations or attempts to fix things, just distance, cold replies, short conversations, a different energy, until one day, she was gone. 12 years, gone. And the silence that followed, it was louder than anything they had ever shared. He sat there asking himself questions that had no answers. Was any of it real? Did I actually matter? Or was I just valuable when everything in my life looked good? That kind of pain. It doesn't just break your heart, it breaks your identity. Because he didn't just lose a relationship, he lost the version of himself he believed in: the provider, the partner, the man who had it all together. Suddenly, he was none of those things. Internal struggle. The days after that were heavy. Not the kind of heavy you can explain easily. The kind where even getting out of bed feels like a task. His phone stayed silent. No. Are you okay? No, I'm here for you. Just nothing. And that nothing started to speak. It whispered things like, you weren't enough. You got replaced. You were only loved when it was easy. He replayed memories in his head. Every laugh, every promise, every "we'll get through anything together." And now, those words felt empty, like they belonged to a different reality. Hard truth. But then, something changed. Not overnight. Not dramatically, just a quiet realization. A truth most people don't want to accept. Some people don't love you. They love the version of you that benefits them. The stable version. The successful version. The version that makes their life easier. And when life strips that version away, so do they. It's painful to admit, but it's also powerful. Because what left him was never built to stand with him through real life. Begins days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and in that silence, he started rebuilding. Not for her, not to prove anything, but for himself. He began to understand something important. Rock bottom has a purpose. It removes distractions. It shows you who's real and who's not. It forces you to meet yourself without titles, without status, without validation. He started small, fixing his routine, taking care of his mind, rebuilding his confidence piece by piece. And slowly, the man he thought he lost started coming back. But this time, stronger, wiser, more aware. Clarity and growth. He no longer chased people who disappeared when things got hard. He no longer measured his worth based on someone else's presence. He understood something most people learn too late. Real love doesn't leave when life gets uncomfortable. Real love stays. It supports, it fights, it understands. And anything less than that isn't love, it's convenience. Powerful realization. One day, he looked back, not with pain, but with clarity, and he realized something that changed everything. If she had stayed, he might have never seen the truth. He might have spent his entire life with someone who would leave the moment things got hard. What felt like loss was actually protection. What felt like rejection was actually redirection. Life didn't take something from him. It removed something that couldn't grow with him. Sometimes life will remove people from your life, not to punish you, but to protect your future. Because if they couldn't stand with you at your lowest, they don't deserve you at your highest. And that's not bitterness, that's awareness, that's growth, that's self-respect. You start realizing, not everyone who walks into your life is meant to stay. Some people are lessons, and some lessons only make sense after they're gone. So if you're going through something like this right now, losing someone, feeling abandoned, questioning your worth, understand this. You didn't just lose them, you found the truth. And truth, even when it hurts, will always set you free. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been abandoned when you needed someone the most? Drop your story in the comments. And if this message touched you, share it with someone who needs strength today. Because sometimes what breaks you is exactly what builds you.